The North has the highest population of illiterates. Forget 2023. This is according to ex-governor, Kaduna State, Mukhtar YERO. Is a former governor, like I said. He calls himself Dr. Mukhtar Ramalan YERO. He has urged the North to seek ways of reducing the spate of illiteracy and poverty in the region instead of fighting to retain power beyond 2023. Of course, if you talk about illiteracy, you'll find that in the northern part of Nigeria, although they claim that they are much more interested in Arabic and Islamic studies, but then I've not seen where Arabic, I'm not saying they don't have doctors in Middle East where Arabic is spoken in other countries, but with the kind of religion indoctrination and whatever you have in the north, I've not seen how from that supposed Quranic school you can become a medical doctor and help humanity. I don't see how you can help anyone with that. I've not even seen many of these Hausa Fulanis occupy very professional fields in the country. Now, when you talk about poverty, they have a lot of out-of-school children on the streets. They call them Amajiris, and poverty is the identity, is the hallmark of the North. Now, don't get me wrong. When it comes to monopoly is more or less like nepotism. Nepotism is a species of corruption. Monopoly is also a species of corruption, and that is giving business opportunities, license to just one person so that you can get kickback. And that is how a man called the richest man in Africa, Dangote from the northern part of Nigeria, that's how he was able to get money to become what it is. And it's not just the only person. A lot of them are also involved in that. That being said, that's not to say some people in the south were not giving oil wells. They were giving oil well because they are a friend of one person or whatever it is. Yes, you might call that blessing that, wow, if I'm given that oil well to manage it, well, it's part of life. It's good. It's like a contract. Now, that's not a problem. I'm not saying there's a problem with that. What I'm saying here is this. If you have gotten money from a species of corruption, what have you done back? What have you given back to your people? The same man, Dangote, claimed that he wasn't aware of the medical conditions and situations in Nigeria, the hospitals, until a man came from America, Bill Gates, and told him, can't you see what is happening here? These are the kind of people we have. They are blind because they choose to. Anyway, talking about the North, illiteracy and poverty, let's go to the poverty section of it. When you want to know the identity of the North, you talk about beggars, destitutes, littered all over the North and littered all over the South. They've become a menace. Recently, Delta State had to deport internal deportation of beggars and some other destitute elements. It happened in Lagos, and there was a lot of shouting and screaming from different sectors saying, oh, we all own Nigeria, you cannot tell me to leave this place and all of that. The problem is that the North has become a burden to the rest of the nation. They have become a burden, and yet they are clamoring to retain power and continue to be in power. This is foolishness of the highest form that you can ever think of. The People's Democratic Party, PDP chieftain, noted that the North has the highest number of street beggars, like I said. So they know these things, and school dropouts. Adding that holding on to political power has not helped the economy of the region. Now, this is an eye-opener to people that have chosen to be blind. How? When you think that someone from your region, from your state, from your village, takes over a political position will help you, you are fooling yourself. Let us break it down. The local government chairman of your small village or that town, what impact have you gotten from that? Constant electricity, free flow of water to your homes, scholarships, or maybe few scholarships have been given to some people that have been able to move around the corridors of power. But it is not something that is standard that everybody can apply for. These are the things we are talking about. So if we move up from that local government chairman down to your state governor, to the honorables representing you in the House of Rep, and we begin to move down to the governor of your state, what impact have you gotten, productive, positive in your life? Nothing. So it's called sectional aggrandizement. This is simply where you feel good because someone from your region is the president or is the governor of that state or of that country and you feel good, but you are fooling yourself because they are all the same. They go in there, practice nepotism, monopoly, and that's all what they do. Why is it that the North has not gotten better because Buhari is there? Why is it that the Northerners that have a Northern governor, their life is not better? Why is it that you from the South, Southeast, Southwest, you have a governor and your life is not better? Why is this possible? Why is this so? That is because a lot of people have not gotten the knowledge of it. And this is what this man has decided to break down again, even though he's from the opposition party. And because they are not sucking the oil at the moment, because they are not dipping their hands into the cookie jar, you will hear them speak certain kind of truth to power. But don't be deceived. Don't think they are saints. Just listen to their message. Listen to how they fight themselves to expose themselves, but do not trust them. He is the People's Democratic Party chieftain. He noted that the North, like I said, has the highest number of street beggars all over Nigeria, all over the nation. In fact, it's a business in the North. And school dropouts, adding that holding on to political power will not help their region. YERO said that the North has a lot of challenges, which one of it is economic challenge. Even though they have the richest man from that part of the nation, but he cannot look inwards and change the life of 2 million, let's just start with 1 million Amajiri children. He said, I realize that if the North really wants to continue to eradicate the poverty that is eating up the people of the region, then we must shift our attention and our thinking to how the North can become economically viable. Now, do you know that the North and the South was brought together, the amalgamation that came in, I think, sometimes 1914, that brought about the 100 years of unlawful marriage, forced marriage between the North and the South, was because the North was not economically viable to the very selfish British Empire. And they had to join them together so that the North and the South can, kind of like a forced marriage, like you take a bride and you force that bride to the group. And that is the reason. Until date, the North is not viable. But in some certain parts, presently, they are involved in farming more than the South. They have the so-called cows and troublesome bandit killers and all of that. That's what they have. And they have terrorists, ISWAP, and the rest of that. These are the natural resources they have to give. And recently, we heard that they found oil in the northern part of Nigeria, and they claim that NNPC will begin to drill oil. So it is good that they break the country apart so that they can focus on how strong the economy will be. The former governor said, had it been that the political power has been a means to improve the economy of the region, then the North can continue to pursue to retain power in 2023 and even beyond. But looking at the prevailing situation with the North holding power, we can ask ourselves, is the North empowered economically? He noted that other regions that have had little or no chance to lead the country but have more interest in economic power are getting what they want. You see, he said, looking at a typical Northerner, he's a fair person when it comes to dealing with other people outside of his own area. Once he gets power, he tries to be fair to everybody. In trying to be fair, he will not be too selfish to concentrate on his region, and that's what the PDP chieftain added. And I don't see this being true. At the moment, we need to go back to the drawing board and look at the economic challenges before talking of retaining power. He said the region must first see whether its economy is viable, adding that in the near future, even the political power, we may not be able to get it because we are not economically empowered. According to him, in the North, we have the highest population, the largest land mass, and the highest number of army of illiterates, including school dropouts, as well as the highest number of street beggars. So these are the resources that the North has for the rest of the nation. What a pity. Largest land mass, highest number of army of illiterates. That's the Amajiris all over the streets, as well as the ISWAP, Boko Haram, and the rest of that. This is what they have to offer everyone. It is a typical northerner image. That's a typical image that you will see from the North. And they want to retain power forever and ever beyond 2023. And he claimed that the North is not greedy and that they do not develop there. No, they are not developed there because they are selfish and wicked to themselves. That is not to say that certain parts of the North are, you just go there and check the kind of road that have been placed there and all of those things. They've put some certain facilities there that their people cannot even use, yet they go all over the South disturbing people. Why can't you stay in your space if you have the biggest population? And about the highest population issue, I don't think that is the truth anyway, as the military from the North in those days, military regime have found a way to make sure that they create all of these false sensors. Well, what's your own take about this position that he has raised? What the claims that he has raised? Let us be in the comment section below. And while that, if you are not a member of this channel, we can grow it together by tapping on the subscription button and the red notification icon bell below. It would alert you whenever videos are uploaded. Thanks for stopping by once again.